You are no longer the same person. I know this might sound strange, but if you listen deeply enough, you will feel that something is changing, not only in the world around you, but inside your own body, in every breath, every dream. You may not be able to name it. It is just that lately, your dreams have become clearer, more vivid, carrying strange symbols, light, water, wings, repeating numbers that seem to be trying to tell you something. Maybe you have already felt it. A new energy is rising. The earth is no longer the same. The air, the frequency, the way you feel everything, it is all transforming. People call it the shift, the transition from the third dimension to the fifth. But to me, it is simply a return to the purest, deepest part of yourself, the part the busy world made you forget long ago. Sometimes you are sitting still, doing nothing special, yet your heart trembles with a strange feeling, as if something inside you wants to be born. Or in the moment you see a stranger smile, you feel the urge to help them, even without a reason. That is not coincidence. That is the signal of the new energy, the frequency of love, of unity, of light flowing through you. The earth is lifting its vibration, and those who are ready are being lifted too. It is not something to fear, but an invitation. An invitation for you to remember who you are, who you truly are, before labels, roles, or fears covered you. Psalm 36:9 says, "For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light." I love that verse because it reminds me that light does not come from outside. It rises from within us. And only when we choose to see with the eyes of the soul do we truly see. If you are hearing this, I believe there is no coincidence in it. Maybe you have often felt different, too sensitive, too dreamy, too deep, that sometimes you feel lost in the crowd. But in truth, that is a sign. You were born with the ability to sense what others overlook, because you belong to the generation of awakening souls, the chosen ones, not because you are higher than anyone, but because you are ready to remember what many have forgotten, that you are light in human form. The old world, with all its noise and chaos, is melting away like a sandcastle before the tide. Everything you once thought was certain, work, titles, positions, is shaking because the universe is making room for what is real. That may frighten you, but trust me, this breaking apart is necessary. Just as a seed must crack before it sprouts, a person must let the old shells fall away for the true light to be born. Pay attention to the signs around you. Maybe you have been seeing repeating numbers, 1111, 222, or 333. The universe is speaking to you through them, like light codes awakening the memory of your soul. Each time you see them, pause, breathe deeply, and say within, "I am ready to remember." Those numbers are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are on the right path, that something sacred is watching over and guiding you. There are nights you feel tired for no reason, as if your energy is being stretched. Do not be afraid. That is a sign your body is adjusting its frequency to match the new light. Sometimes you cannot sleep, or you wake in the middle of the night, in an unusual silence, as if the whole universe is holding its breath. In those moments, close your eyes and whisper, "I hear you," because it is in the stillness that your soul is tuned to the rhythm of the universe. I know there are times you feel small before this change, but the amazing truth is, you have never truly been alone. There are forces of light, beings, angels, standing beside you, quietly guiding you. You may sense them as gentle intuition, as a voice within, or as a song that plays exactly when you need it. They do not come to save you, but to remind you that you never needed saving, because your true nature has always been light. If you have ever felt like a traveler between two worlds, not fully belonging to the old one, yet not quite stepping into the new, know that this is the sign of transformation. Just as dawn does not follow night instantly, awakening also needs a twilight where light and shadow slowly merge. You are in that in-between space, where the old fades away and the sacred is about to be born. I want you to imagine a stream of light rising from the center of the earth, flowing through your heart and reaching toward the sky. Every breath you take is a rhythm of the planet. Every feeling, every thought is a note in the song of the universe. You are not standing outside this movement. You are part of it. You are the lamp being lit in the twilight of the old world. And then, in the stillness, a verse echoes in my mind. "For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Not as a sermon, but as a gentle message. It reminds me that we are all being called home, back to the light we once were. If you are still listening, perhaps you feel it too. A part of you knows this is not just a story, but a memory of where you came from and what you are returning to. And maybe you only need one small thing to acknowledge within yourself, I am ready. Because when you say those words, the door opens and the journey of light truly begins. Beyond that door, something miraculous awaits. But before you reach it, you must let the old shell fall away. Let the light shine into the dark corners you once feared to face. Because only when you dare to meet your own darkness will you know how radiant your light truly is. In the next part, I will tell you about the moment when the old world dissolves and how the soul learns to walk through it, not with fear, but with faith. But for now, just take a deep breath and let these words echo in your heart. I am the light awakening in the dawn of the new earth. And that is where the story begins. Everything is falling apart, and you can feel it even if you cannot put it into words. Maybe the things that once made you feel safe, your work, your routines, your relationships, now seem no longer to fit. The old is beginning to leave, gently but irresistibly. Sometimes you try to hold on, to keep what is familiar, but deep down you know you cannot go back. Like a river that has already flowed to the sea, it can never return to being a stream. The 3D world, where everything is measured by time, matter, and fear, is dissolving like mist in the morning light. The world we once believed was the only reality, built on competition, selfishness, and separation, is fading away. People call this the shift in dimension, but in truth, it is simply humanity being freed from illusion. We are moving out of the shadow of limited awareness into the light, where everything is connected by the frequency of love. If you pay attention, you will notice small but profound changes in daily life. Sometimes, when you see someone in pain, you feel an urge to help, as if their suffering were your own. Or there are moments when you look at the sky and your heart overflows with gratitude for no clear reason. That is not a passing emotion. It is the new frequency rising within you, the call of the new earth. Your heart is learning again how to love unconditionally. And as it opens, you will realize that love has never been a weak feeling. It is the strongest energy in the universe. It breaks down every barrier, dissolves every old form, and creates a new world. A world where every being remembers that we have always been one. But in this journey, chaos is inevitable. When the light rises, the darkness within us is pushed out to be seen. There will be days you feel anxious, tired, or angry for no reason. Do not fear. That is the darkness being purified. You are being cleansed of old energy, of beliefs that once kept you trapped in fear. Let it go. Breathe, because every breath now is not just for living, but for rebirth. In moments of weakness, you may ask yourself, why must I go through all this? The answer comes softly, like the wind, because you were chosen to awaken early, to lead the way. Not everyone is ready to embrace this change, but you are different. You can feel the call, even if you do not yet understand what it is. I remember a verse from Psalm 25-14. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. That covenant is not found in rituals or doctrines, but in your own experience. When you choose to live truthfully, to choose love over fear, you are fulfilling that sacred covenant, the bond between your soul and the Creator. Sometimes the world will confuse you. The news is full of negativity and endless conflict. But if you look with the eyes of the soul, you will see this is not an ending, but a transition. When the night is darkest, the dawn shines the brightest. Every collapse, every conflict serves one purpose: to push humanity back inward, where true wisdom has always been. You may feel a part of you is dying, but it is only the false part, the part that believed it was separate from the light. That breaking down is a hidden blessing. Remember, even a seed must decay for new life to emerge. The universe is doing the same for you, peeling away what no longer fits, so that your truest self can rise. If you feel tired, allow yourself to rest. Step outside. Let the sunlight touch your skin. Let the wind move through your hair. Let the earth beneath your feet remind you that you are supported. The earth is not just a planet, but a living being who loves you. Her energy is changing, and she is pulling you forward with her. Trust this process. This is also the time for you to choose. Do you want to cling to the fear of the old world or open your heart to the light of the new one? You cannot stand in between. This transformation is a one-way path, from fear to trust, from separation to unity. When you choose the light, everything around you begins to change. The way you see, the way you feel, the way you live. You may lose some old friends, or the things that once made you feel safe, but in their place, new souls will appear. People who share your vibration and your desire to awaken. They will show up like stars in the night, reminding you that you are not alone. When that happens, you will begin to realize something miraculous, that the world has never been against you. It has only been teaching you to remember your true nature. Every challenge, every loss, is a doorway through which the light enters. And when that light touches your heart, it spreads, awakening the same frequency in others. And so, from the fragments of the old world, a new reality begins to form, not imposed by anyone, but created by you and millions of souls rising together. A world guided by the frequency of love, where people live as conscious beings, knowing they are part of the universe, no longer afraid, no longer divided. I know it sounds easy to say, but hard to live by. Yet remember, you do not need to do anything grand. Every small act, a thank you, a smile, a moment of forgiveness, is how you are already weaving the new world. Begin right where you are, because in the collapse of the old world, one thing remains unchanged: the light. And that light is not somewhere far away. It is being lit within you. If ever you feel lost, place your hand on your heart and whisper, "I am here. I am changing with the earth." Because the most sacred thing is not happening out there, but in this very breath. And when the night passes, when the final dust settles, you will realize nothing was ever lost. Only the old faded away, so that the truth could be born. The story does not end here, because after the old shell dissolves, something new begins to appear, a new vision, a new awareness. And that is when the soul starts to remember who it truly is. One morning, you look at yourself in the mirror and feel something strange. It is not because of your appearance, but because of your eyes. It feels as if a deep part of you is looking back, a part you have never seen so clearly before. That gaze does not judge or compare. It simply observes, as if it knows everything, even the things you have tried to forget. You stand still, not knowing why tears begin to fall, not from sadness or joy, but from recognition. A part of you has awakened. Awakening does not arrive like a sudden flash of lightning, but as softly as breath, as gently as mist. It comes when you pause amid the rush of life and realize, I am not the roles I play. You are not your job, your reputation, or what others think of you. Those are only the clothes your soul wears to learn how to live in the material world. Beneath them lies another self, quiet, clear, unchanging. You begin to sense two streams of consciousness within you. One is the human part, emotions, worries, thoughts, reactions. The other is the observer, still, non-judgmental, silently watching. You start to see the line between them. When you are angry, you know you are angry, and someone inside is simply observing that anger. When you are sad, you can still feel that a deeper part of you remains calm. And in that moment, something miraculous happens. You are no longer carried away by your emotions. Psalm 46:10 echoes in your heart like a whisper, "Be still and know that I am God." Those words do not ask you to withdraw from life, but invite you to return to your center, where you and the divine are one. When you become still, no longer struggling to be better, righter, or more, you begin to feel the Creator's presence in every cell. No need to beg, only to notice. Because in that awareness, your soul is awakening. Awakening is not escaping from life, but seeing it through different eyes. When someone hurts you, you no longer react in the old way. Instead, you see their fear, their wounds, and your heart softens. When you fail, you no longer feel worthless. You understand that it is just part of a larger journey teaching you something. When you succeed, you are not overly proud, because you know all things come from the same source. Sometimes you may feel like you are living two lives, one on the outside, filled with duties, work, and relationships, and one on the inside, where everything slows down, becomes clear, and full of love. Between these two worlds, you are learning to move gently, no longer pulled in either direction. That is true freedom. Freedom from the illusion of being someone. I know this journey is not easy. There will be moments when you wish to go back, just to feel familiar again, but you cannot. Once you have seen the light, you cannot pretend you have not. Your soul has been awakened, and it will never stop longing for home. Trust that you are not alone. Even if the world seems not to understand you, there are millions of souls going through the same. They too are learning to listen to their true being, to love without condition, to live as souls in human form. We are not isolated. We are walking together. If this message touches you, if you feel something inside begin to resonate, leave a small sign, a comment, a share, a word about light, not to promote anything, but to tell the universe, I have heard the call. Every word you write, every action born from your heart, sends a vibration outward, awakening other souls. Because awakening is never a personal journey. When one person remembers they are light, that light spreads. When you start seeing the world through the eyes of your soul, you help others see the same within themselves. That is how light multiplies. One day, as you walk down the street, you will notice the faces around you seem brighter. Not because light is literally shining from them, but because you are seeing through different eyes. Your vision has been cleansed of judgment and filled with understanding. The world has not changed, but you have, and therefore, everything feels new. Awakening is not the destination. It is the doorway that opens to a deeper part of the journey, the part where you realize you are a soul having a human experience, not a human seeking a soul. And when you understand that, you see there is nothing to achieve because everything is already within you. From here, every breath becomes meditation. Every moment becomes prayer, without form or ritual. Because you no longer seek God somewhere far away, you see Him in everything, in the morning light, in a child's laughter, in the beating of your own heart. The story is guiding you to an important point, that to truly live as a soul, you must face many tests, waves of emotion, inner tremors, moments of doubt. But never forget, at the center of all this chaos, there is a light, the silent observer, untouched by anything. And once you learn to stay with that observer, no matter what happens outside, you will always find peace. You no longer need anyone's approval, no longer need a place to hide, because you carry the entire universe within you. That silence is not emptiness. It is fullness, the gateway through which light flows. And once the light begins to flow through you, the journey is no longer about seeking, but about living, radiating, and connecting with higher realms. And that is where the story is about to lead you, to the moment when your soul begins to hear the whispers of the higher worlds, where you are no longer just a learner, but a channel of divine light. There are nights when the world outside has fallen completely silent, and you suddenly awaken in that space between dream and reality. It is not because of a sound, but because of a strange energy, as if someone far away is softly calling your name. No voice, no image, yet you feel it clearly. Something is touching your soul. At first, you think it is imagination, but slowly those moments become more frequent, more real, and then you realize you are beginning to hear the voice of the higher realms. Your dreams begin to change. They are no longer scattered fragments, but carry order and meaning. You see symbols, wings, numbers, fields of light, and when you wake, the feeling still lingers like a sweet echo. Sometimes in sleep, you feel yourself flying, not in the literal sense, but with such lightness that your body seems to dissolve. You drift through luminous landscapes, surrounded by unconditional love from beings made of light. You cannot see them clearly, but you know they are smiling. Those beings, the spirits of light, are angels, invisible teachers sent to walk beside you. They do not come to teach you something new, but to help you remember what your soul has always known. In the deepest stillness, when you meditate or simply listen to your breath, you may feel a warmth spreading through your body. That is them. There is nothing strange about this. It is as natural as breathing, because you've been connected to them since the birth of your soul. One night, you hear within your mind a verse like a flash of comfort, for He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. The words do not sound like a reading, but like a real voice, gentle yet powerful, making your heart tremble with gratitude. You realize that through all the years you thought you were alone, you never truly were. Invisible hands have caught you every time you fell. Soft voices have whispered encouragement every time you wanted to give up. The more your heart opens, the clearer you feel them. Maybe through intuition, a quiet sense that you should turn one way instead of another, and when you follow it, everything flows easily. Maybe through a chance meeting with someone who says exactly what you needed to hear, or perhaps through a song that plays at the perfect moment, bringing tears to your eyes, as if someone above is sending you a message through music. I once heard someone say, "When your soul is still enough, the universe speaks in your own voice." And it is true. Guidance from the higher realms rarely comes as grand signs, but as a small voice, light as a breeze within. When you are quiet, you will notice that guidance has always been there, not distant or separate, but living inside your awareness. You begin to understand that many layers of reality exist at once. The physical world is only one of countless levels of life. Above it are realms of light, where energy moves faster, purer, and love is the only language. As your awareness expands, you become like an antenna receiving waves from higher dimensions. Sometimes it feels like warmth in your chest, sometimes like a vibration flowing along your spine. Do not be afraid. These are signs that you are aligning with the frequency of light. In those moments, it feels as if your body is no longer a barrier. Energy flows through you like a clear stream. When you close your eyes, you see tiny points of light moving, not illusions, but living currents resonating with higher vibrations. You are becoming a bridge between heaven and earth, a vessel through which light from the higher realms can enter the physical world. You do not need to do anything special to maintain this connection. Simply stay quiet, grateful, and open. The higher realms do not require rituals to come close. They only need your heart. A humble and sincere heart is the gate to every miracle. Psalm 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands." Each time you look up at the sky, remember that you are witnessing the living energy of the Creator in motion. Every star you see is a symbol of souls shining with you. And when you send a prayer, it does not vanish. It becomes a beam of light traveling through the universe, reaching exactly where it is needed. I want you to try this. Each night before sleep, place your hand on your heart and whisper, "If there is someone guiding me, please let me feel your presence." Then be still. Do not expect. Do not force. You may dream that night, or not. But in the morning, notice what feels different. Maybe a deeper peace, a clearer thought, or simply the sense of being heard. That is the answer. When you accept the connection, life begins to change. Things no longer just happen to you. They happen for you. New people, new opportunities, new doors begin to appear, all arranged by higher energy, responding to the frequency you are sending out. The key is to learn to trust. Trust what you cannot see with your eyes, but can feel with your soul. Trust that everything you experience is not random, but a divine calling for you to become a bridge between the physical world and the world of light. When you live with that awareness, everything becomes sacred. From a meal to a conversation, from sleep to a single breath. You begin to bring the energy of the higher realms down to earth, not through miracles, but through your loving presence. And then, as you look around, you realize the world is the same, but you are not. You are no longer a human searching for the divine. You are a soul bringing the divine into the world. In the middle of the night, you no longer see darkness, only light learning to become you. And perhaps that is the true meaning of connecting with the higher realms. Not to leave this world, but to bring heaven here. Through every small act, every breath, every heartbeat filled with love. Perhaps you have felt that moment when you wake in the morning and the world looks exactly the same as yesterday, yet something inside you has changed. The heaviness of uncertainty is gone, replaced by a soft but steady light that quietly leads you forward. You no longer search for the meaning of life somewhere far away, because you begin to realize that every breath, every small daily act, already carries deep meaning. That is when you start living in alignment with your soul's purpose. Before, you may have thought purpose was something grand, a great mission, a path written in the heavens. But now you understand, purpose is not a destination. It is the way you show up in each moment. When you do something with your whole heart, even something simple like making a cup of coffee or listening to someone with full attention, you are living your purpose. Because true purpose is not in what you do, but in the love you bring into it. One morning, as you sit quietly watching sunlight filter through the curtain. A verse from the Psalms rises in your heart like a soft bell. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. And you understand, when your heart delights in divine love, the desires of your soul are naturally fulfilled. There is no need to strive or struggle, because joy itself is the gateway to miracles. From that moment, life begins to have direction. The days no longer carry you aimlessly, but flow with purpose. When you help someone, you do not think of reward or outcome. You simply feel the joy of your soul giving freely. When you work, it no longer feels like a job, but a way to serve the greater flow of the universe. Every word, every action becomes a thread of light woven into the great tapestry of existence. Then you start to notice strange synchronicities, patterns that once seemed like coincidences. A friend reaches out just as you were thinking of them. An opportunity appears the moment you release your fear. Each of these moments is a quiet confirmation that you are on the right path. It is how the universe speaks, using ordinary events to remind you that you are flowing with the current of divine purpose. There will still be days of confusion. You will ask yourself, am I doing it right? Am I enough? But when you turn inward to the quiet light within, you will hear a familiar whisper, trust. Because when you live truthfully, you cannot be on the wrong path. The soul's path is never a marked road. It is the one you draw yourself with faith and light. When you trust, every step you take carries new weight. No longer the steps of a seeker, but of a bringer of light. Each morning when you wake, instead of asking, what must I do today? You begin to ask, where can I bring love today? That single question changes the energy of your entire day. Because when love becomes your compass, everything finds its place. Psalm 16:8 says, I have set the Lord always before me. Because He is at my right hand, I shall not be shaken. That verse becomes a small lamp on your path. When you place your trust in divine presence, outer storms no longer shake you. You become like a tree deeply rooted in light, knowing that the wind exists not to break you, but to let your leaves sing. And then you realize something profound. Living with purpose does not mean doing more. It means doing less, but with more light. You stop trying to control and allow the flow to guide you. When what you do feels right, everything feels light. When it does not, it feels heavy. Your soul has become sensitive enough to tell the difference. If you pay attention, you will see meaningful coincidences happen more often. A song, a phrase, a symbol, each one gently reminding you that you are living your purpose. And when you live at that frequency, the universe resonates with you. Perhaps now is the time to ask yourself, what makes my heart light up? The answer to that question is the key to your direction. Sometimes it is not something big. It could be tending a small garden, writing a few lines each morning, or caring for someone with love. True purpose is never loud, but it makes your soul bloom. And when your soul blooms, the world around you changes. People feel a different energy from you. A smile from you can warm another heart. A word spoken from sincerity can awaken something in someone else. In those moments, you are no longer searching for the light, because you are the light spreading outward. Remember this, no one is born without meaning. No soul arrives on earth by accident. You are not here merely to exist, but to embody the light, to express a shade of the divine that only you can bring. Look back on your journey. Every loss, every fall, every moment of confusion has been weaving the map that led you to this very point. And right now, if you are hearing these words, perhaps you are ready to live fully in that purpose. It does not matter where you are or what you are doing. All it takes is a simple intention. Today, I will live as light. Everything else will find its way, as water finds the sea. And when you live that way, the universe will whisper, welcome home. You have remembered who you are. Because in the end, purpose is not about making something happen. It is about becoming who you truly are in your purest form. When you do that, every action, no matter how small, becomes sacred. And the light within you, the one that has slept for so long, will begin to shine, illuminating the path not only for you, but for every soul still walking through the dark. And that is the beginning of a new chapter, where you no longer just live in the light, but learn to create it through the power of intention and sacred words that turn your dreams into reality. Have you ever noticed that just one small thought, when repeated with faith, begins to take form in reality? You may have thought it was coincidence, but in truth, nothing is random. You are remembering an ancient law, the law of manifestation, something your soul once knew long before it entered this world. Everything you see around you, the room you are in, your work, the people crossing your path, all began as a thought. Each thought is a seed. Each emotion is the water that nourishes it. And every word is a command sent to the universe. When you understand this, you begin to see the world through different eyes. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator. In the morning, when you open your eyes, instead of letting your mind rush into worry, take a few quiet minutes to imagine the life you wish to live. Not as a dreamer, but as someone who sees with the heart. The world within you is the blueprint for the world around you. When you imagine with faith, you send out a frequency, and the universe, which works through resonance, responds to that frequency with opportunities, people, and situations that match it. When you say, "I am light," the universe will bring you experiences that allow you to shine brighter. When you affirm, "I am loved," you begin to meet people who reflect that love back to you. Every word, every thought carries energy. Try saying, "I am living in the flow of blessings," then observe. You will notice small changes, conversations that feel easier, an opportunity arriving at the right time, or simply a lighter heart. That is the miracle of words, energy guided by awareness. Psalm 33:9 says, "For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm." That verse is not only about the power of the Creator, but also a reminder of the divine spark within you. When you speak with faith, you are using the very language the universe understands, the language of creation. That is why your words have power. The first prophetic number on this path, 111, begins to appear as a sign. You might see it on a clock, a receipt, or in a dream. It is the code of beginnings, the symbol of co-creation with the universe. When 111 appears, it means you are standing at the intersection between thought and reality, where what you think can take shape. It is a reminder to choose your thoughts consciously, for they are becoming your life. If you feel a resonance with this number, share it, because it is a sign that your soul is awakening to create with light. But manifestation is not only about wishing or hoping. It is the alignment of thought, emotion, and action. If you say, "I am abundant," yet still live in fear of lack, the frequency you send is fear, not abundance. The universe does not hear your words. It hears your vibration. The secret is not in the affirmation itself, but in the feeling behind it. When you truly feel gratitude and trust, you open the current of energy through which good things naturally flow to you. A conscious creator does not try to control life. They simply align their energy. They know that when the heart is clear, the world reflects that clarity. Just as a calm lake reflects the sun, when your heart is still, blessings appear effortlessly. You may have already seen signs of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that make you smile. A song you were thinking of suddenly plays. A friend calls at the perfect moment. These are not accidents. They are the universe answering. Every time you send out a signal, the light ripples outward and returns to you in the most perfect way. Psalm 20:4 says, "May He grant you your heart's desire and fulfill all your plans." This is more than a blessing. It is a sacred law of energy. What comes from sincerity and love will always find its way to become real. When you learn to live in the energy of creation, you also learn to let go. Because sometimes what you desire will not appear in the form you expect. Yet trust that the universe always delivers what is best in perfect timing. You plant the seed, but you do not need to watch it constantly to make it grow. You only need to trust, tend to your energy, and the miracle will unfold naturally. Remember, you do not have to be someone special to create miracles. You have always had that ability. You had simply forgotten. When your soul reconnects with the source, creation flows naturally again. Like breathing, like your heartbeat. You no longer plead, you begin to converse with the universe. I invite you to try something small today. Write down 3 things you wish to bring into your life, not from fear, but from love. Write as if they have already happened. Feel the joy, the gratitude, and let that feeling fill your heart. Then, release it. Let the energy do the rest. And tomorrow, when you see 111, or hear words that make your spirit tremble with recognition, smile. That is how the light answers your whisper. You are learning to speak the language of the universe, the language of faith, of frequency, of light. And once you understand this, you will never see the world the same way again. Because you now know, you are not just someone living within a reality. You are the one creating it, moment by moment, breath by breath, word by word. And in that light, you realize you have never been small. You are a spark of the Creator, experiencing creation itself through human form. And this is only the beginning. For as the energy of creation flows through you, your body, the vessel of that light, will begin to change and evolve. A deep transformation awaits when the physical form starts to reflect the frequency of the soul, and you truly become light in human shape. Perhaps you have noticed that your body no longer feels the same. It is not because of age or lifestyle, but because of something deeper. The energy within your cells is changing. Some days you feel tired for no reason, as if your body is rebooting. At times your heartbeat feels different, your breathing slows, and your dreams are filled with light. None of this is random. These are signs that your body is shifting from its old structure, the carbon foundation, into a new one, the crystalline body of light. This transformation is not a story of science, but of the soul's evolution. Your body, which once only knew how to absorb material energy, is now learning to hold finer vibrations, the energy of love, awareness, and light. As you live with greater consciousness, your heart begins to emit a higher frequency, like a transmitter of cosmic energy. Each loving emotion, each moment of gratitude, flows through you like beams of light, purifying and renewing every cell. At first, this process can feel confusing. Some days you feel heavy, foggy, or emotionally unstable. Do not be afraid. You are being restructured, like a cocoon before the butterfly emerges, dark and still, yet full of wonder. Your soul is infusing itself into your body, making you clearer, lighter, and closer to light than ever before. One night, you may wake and hear a soft ringing in your ears, the sound of new frequencies opening within you. It is not illness, but a sign that your pineal gland, the third eye, is activating, the gateway connecting you to the realms of light. When you hear it, do not fear. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine white light spreading through your head. Each wave of light is a message from above, teaching your body to align with higher vibrations. Psalm 51:10 whispers like a gentle prayer, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." Those words are not a plea, but an echo of the purification happening inside you. Body, mind, and soul are being cleansed to become a clear vessel for divine light to flow through. During this phase, even your habits begin to change. You may no longer crave heavy or processed food. Your body longs for freshness, fruits, greens, water, sunlight. It is because you are no longer feeding only through your mouth, but through energy. Light itself is becoming your nourishment. Then you begin to feel other subtle changes. During meditation, you may sense energy moving along your spine, warm and alive. When you love or forgive, your body feels brighter. When you are angry or afraid, it feels heavier. Now you can truly sense how energy shapes the physical. You are learning the language of the body, a language spoken not in words, but in vibration. The prophetic number 555 starts appearing on clocks, in dreams, in passing cars. It is the mark of total transformation, soul, body, and awareness being reborn. 555 carries the energy of wind, of motion, of liberation. When it appears, it means you are stepping through a great doorway, from the old into the new, from heaviness into freedom. If you are seeing 555 repeatedly, know it is a blessing from the universe. Share it if it resonates with you, because in acknowledging it, you affirm the transformation unfolding within. This change affects not only your body, but the energy you radiate. Others begin to notice it. They may not know why, but in your presence they feel calmer, lighter. It is because your body has become a prism of light. Every breath, every word carries a frequency of healing. You become the bridge between earth and heaven, where cosmic light is translated into peace in human form. At times you may feel lonely, because not everyone understands what you are going through. But remember, solitude is sacred space for new energy to settle. Like an instrument being tuned, silence is needed for harmony. Your body is being tuned to match the melody of your soul. When the resonance completes, you will feel light as wind, fresh as dawn, deep as the ocean. Psalm 43:3 speaks again. Send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me. That light is the very energy now flowing through you, not from afar, but from your soul opening to divine truth. Allow yourself to rest when you need to. Drink plenty of water so the new energy can move freely. Walk under sunlight. Let your body absorb the natural radiance it longs for. And when you wake in the night, do not worry. It is not insomnia, but activation. The hour when higher energy flows most strongly through you. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe deeply and feel that rhythm, the rhythm of the universe beating within you. One morning, you will wake and feel completely different. Not in appearance, but in clarity. Everything will seem brighter, sharper, lighter. The sound of birds, the scent of the air, the warmth of sunlight, all carry new meaning. You will realize that you are not just living in this world, but consciously becoming part of it. And in that realization, you will understand that the light body is not something distant or mystical. It is this very body, purified of fear and filled with love. You do not need to go anywhere to become light. You simply release all that is not light. Because in the end, this is not about becoming someone new, but returning to who you have always been, a transparent soul in human form, learning to express light through every breath, every step, every loving glance shared with the world. And in that stillness, when you feel yourself shining from within, you will know this is not an ending, but the beginning of a higher phase, where light no longer lives only within you, but through you begins to shine upon every soul, finding their way home. After all the waves of change, in your body, your emotions, and your energy, you begin to enter a strange and gentle calm. No more surges, no more effort to awaken, because you realize what you have been searching for was never lost. It has always been there within you, like a silent river beneath the dry earth. When the mind stops shouting, that river begins to flow, and you start to hear the true voice of your soul, not an echo from the outside, but a familiar tone, simple and quiet. Now you understand that beneath every emotion and every thought, there is a part of you that never changes. That part is not wounded when the world falls apart, not proud when praised, not fearful when storms arrive. It is the eternal observer, the pure soul always present within you. When you recognize this, life begins to look different. The same people, the same work, the same days of sun and rain, but your seeing has changed. You are no longer swept away by every wave, but stand at the eye of the storm with a quiet smile. Psalm 62:1 says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him." And you understand that rest is not the absence of sound, but the stillness of the heart. When you no longer resist, no longer try to change the world, but allow the light to do its work. In that stillness, you feel a deep strength rising, not from effort, but from surrender. You begin to see every moment as a gentle lesson. When someone hurts you, you no longer react immediately. You breathe and let your heart speak first. You see behind their hurt is fear, and behind that fear is a soul crying out for love. When someone praises you, you smile with gratitude, but not pride, because you know the light shining through you belongs to the whole, not just to you. One morning, as sunlight filters through the leaves, you realize everything around you is breathing in the same rhythm. The wind is not just wind. The trees are not just trees. All are expressions of the same energy. You and the world are no longer separate. Every breath you take is the breath of the earth. Every heartbeat is the pulse of the universe. You begin to see that even heavy emotions are teachers. Anger is no longer an enemy, but a signal pointing to where love is still missing. Sadness is not something to fear, but a doorway leading you back to your heart. When you dare to look at them without judgment, you merge with them. And in that merging, darkness loses its power. This is the stage where you begin to truly understand awareness. Awareness is not something you do, it is something you see. When you are aware, energy begins to dissolve on its own. When sadness comes, simply notice, there is sadness here, instead of saying, "I am sad." In that small space of observation, light enters. You also realize that you do not need to keep peace. True peace does not need to be held. It is what naturally remains when resistance ends. like water that does not have to try to be still. It simply reflects the sky when the wind stops. Peace arrives when you stop trying to be anyone else, when you no longer need to prove anything and simply exist. Psalm 46:1 says, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." When you live in awareness, you realize that this refuge is not somewhere far away. It is this very state of consciousness where you and the divine are one. In the storm, you can still hear the sound of stillness. Amid chaos, you can still feel the invisible hand guiding you. You may begin to feel a strange duality. You still live in the world, still work and speak and laugh. Yet inside, there is an open space untouched by anything. You can talk, laugh, even cry, and at the same time know that the one experiencing and the one observing are two layers of being. From that space, you live more fully, because you are no longer afraid of being carried away. Psalm 139:7 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" It reminds you that you can never be apart from the source, because the source is not in one place. It is the space you exist in. When you laugh, God laughs through you. When you cry, God feels through you. When you are silent, God is silent with you. That is the deepest awareness. Everything happening is God recognizing himself through you. At this stage, the number 333 begins to appear on clocks, on signs, in dreams. It is the mark of divine guidance and the union of body, mind, and spirit. 333 is a message from the higher realms that you are surrounded by light and are ready to step into the role of a guide. If this number resonates with you, share it as a confirmation that the light flowing through you is now spreading to others. When you live in awareness, the world still holds shadows, but you no longer look at them with fear. You understand that light does not come to fight darkness, but to embrace it. Every time you face fear without running away, you are doing the work of light, expanding the boundaries of love. One afternoon, you sit quietly watching life unfold. The wind moving, people passing, time flowing, and you feel a stillness enveloping everything. You realize everything changes, yet the one who sees the change remains unchanged. And when you are that still presence, there is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to fear. You have walked through many layers, from dissolution, awakening, connection, and creation, to awareness. But the journey is not over, because awareness is not just for you to find peace. It is for you to become a mirror, reflecting light so that others can see the light within themselves. And that is the next step, when you begin to understand why you were chosen and what the true mission of light really is. At some point, you realize that awakening is not a destination, but an invitation. When light begins to flow through you, it does not stop within you. That light carries a mission: to spread, to guide, and to awaken. The awareness you have gained is not meant for you alone. It is a gift given, so you may continue to give it away. And then you begin to feel the urge to share, not through great teachings or grand philosophies, but sometimes through a smile, a word of comfort, a kind gesture done for no reason at all. Light does not need to shout. It only needs to be present. When you live in alignment with your soul, those around you feel it. The peace within you becomes a silent invitation for weary hearts to rest. You start to see the world through the eyes of a guide. You no longer see angry people as bad, but as souls who have not yet found their way home. You see their pain, and in silence, you send love, not to change them, but to remind them that they are loved. You understand that compassion is no longer pity, but the recognition of one soul in another. In those moments, you feel a powerful current moving through you, as if thousands of beings of light stand behind you, working with you. And it is true, guides are never alone. You are part of a network of light woven across the planet, connected by the frequency of love and awareness. You are a living cell in the body of the divine, working to restore balance to the earth. The prophetic number 333 continues to appear, brighter now, like a sacred seal. 333 is the symbol of divine guidance and the unity of mind, body, and spirit. When you see it, it is a reminder that you are not alone. The three threes represent three layers of energy joining as one: the soul, the higher consciousness, and the creator. When these merge, you become the bridge, the channel between heaven and earth. If this number feels like it calls your name, share it, because that act is your way of signaling that you are ready to stand fully in the light. Psalm 43:3 once said, "Send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me." Now you understand that this prayer is not only for yourself, but for all of humanity. When you allow light to guide you, you also become the guide for others. Your mission is simple yet sacred, to live so that every breath you take becomes a testimony to that light. As you move through life, you begin to recognize those who are where you once were lost, doubtful, or tired. You see your former self in their eyes. Instead of rushing to teach, you simply sit beside them and listen, allowing the light within you to touch them through presence alone. You realize that healing is not about making someone better, but giving them the space to see their own light. You also realize that the role of the awakened one is not to be a savior, but a rememberer, because it takes only one person who truly remembers to awaken hundreds more. Light spreads that way, not through words, but through energy. When you keep your heart bright, you help raise the collective vibration of humanity. And then, as you walk your path, miracles begin to unfold around you. The souls you once helped return, now carrying their own light. A community forms not through organization or title, but through frequency. Each person is a flame, and when flames meet, a new sky is lit. You may not see it immediately, but trust that the light you send never disappears. It moves, expands, and returns to you in the most unexpected ways: a thank you, a stranger's smile, or a dream where countless souls sing together in harmony. Psalm 145:10 says, "All your works praise you, Lord." When you live as light, you become that praise, not in words, but in being. Every breath you take is a hymn, every action a verse in the song of creation. The truly awakened do not separate themselves from the world. They live within it, yet are no longer ruled by it. They work, love, laugh, and cry. But every act carries the frequency of awareness. They no longer ask, "Who am I?" They say, "I am light in human form." And then comes the most beautiful realization that everyone else is also you. When you look into another's eyes, you no longer see someone else, but the divine gazing back at you. Love becomes effortless, a natural reflection of oneness. From that place, you understand, your mission is not to change the world, but to awaken within it. Because when one soul truly awakens, the whole rises with it. Every kind act, every moment you choose love over fear, contributes to the great awakening of humanity. And in the stillness, you hear the whisper, "You are the light of the world." Matthew 5:14. Not to shine for yourself, but to light the way for those still finding their path. So keep walking. Let your light spread through every glance, every word, every choice. Live as if each day is the universe expressing its love through you. And when you do, you will understand that awakening does not end in personal peace, but opens into a collective purpose. You are not walking alone. You are a heartbeat in a symphony rising the great symphony called humanity. And so, from within the light, you smile. There is no more I and they, only we souls moving together through the night, toward the dawn of a new world. And then, when every veil has fallen, when there is nothing left to search for, you realize something so simple it feels almost unbelievable. You have always been the light, not a light given to you, not a light to be earned, but the light you have carried within since the beginning of time. The journey was never to find it, but to remember it. And in that moment of remembrance, you no longer feel like someone on the path to awakening. You understand that you are the awakening itself. The sky outside may still hold clouds. The world may still carry pain, yet within you, there is peace. You know that everything is unfolding according to divine order, even when the eyes cannot see it. You look upon the suffering of humanity and see within it a sacred evolution. You no longer judge, divide, or believe yourself to be above. You simply love more deeply than ever before. Light is no longer something you move toward. It is the way you see, the way you live, the way you touch everything. As you walk, each step carries healing energy. As you speak, your words become rhythms of truth. As you fall silent, your stillness spreads peace. You no longer need to do anything to shine, for your very presence is light. Psalm 119:105 says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." Now you no longer seek that lamp outside yourself. You know it burns within your heart. Each time you walk in awareness, every breath, every thought becomes the Word of light, the Word of life. You are the living testimony that the Source is present in human form. The prophetic numbers that once accompanied you, 111, 555, 333, are no longer just signs, but a language between you and the universe. 111 reminds you that every beginning starts within. 555 reminds you that change is not to be feared, but is how the soul unfolds its wings. And 333, the number of guidance and divine love, reminds you that you were never alone. Now, you do not just see these numbers, you live with them. As the rhythm of the universe flows through your veins, you begin to understand that your task is not to explain or prove, but to be. Because when one person truly lives in light, the entire space around them rises. When you smile at someone, you may not know that your smile could be the only light they see that day. When you listen with your heart, you give them a taste of unconditional love from the Source. And when you forgive, you free not only yourself, but the energy of the world itself. You see more clearly than ever that this journey was never yours alone. We are all walking together, each soul a spark in the endless ocean. Each moves at its own rhythm, yet all are heading toward the same place, returning to the Source, returning to the light. And in that knowing, all separation dissolves. There is no longer I and you, no higher and lower, only one. You look up at the sky and realize the stars do not touch, yet together they form the Milky Way. They do not need to be side by side to be united, for they already belong to the same light. Humanity is the same. We do not need to be the same or believe the same. We only need to shine in our own true essence. Unity is not born from sameness, but from love. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel it. Every cell in your body is singing. This body, once thought of as matter, now vibrates as the instrument of the cosmos. Your heart beats in rhythm with the heartbeat of the earth. Your breath flows with the breath of the sky. You are not just living in the universe, you are the universe living itself. And in that moment, you understand the greatest miracle of all. There is no ending. Light does not stop. It expands endlessly. And you, the soul telling this story, are the same. Today you awaken. Tomorrow you expand again, remembering more, loving deeper. It is the infinite circle of light, without beginning, without end, only unfolding. Psalm 145:13 says, "Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures through all generations." The light within you is the same. It never fades, never ends, never limits. Wherever you are, whatever form you take, that shining essence continues to live, to expand, to love. And now, as you hear these words, perhaps your heart trembles softly because your soul recognizes that it has traveled far enough to know there was nowhere to go. Everything you sought has always been here, in the breath, in the light, in the silence of this very moment. If you feel this light touching you, share it. Not to say that you have understood, but to say that you have become. Because when you share light, it does not diminish. It multiplies, and perhaps the light within you will be the spark that helps another remember who they are. Now, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the light spreading through your body, flowing outward into the air, touching every soul that is listening, that is present. All are pulsing together in one heartbeat, the heartbeat of life, of love, of the divine. You are no longer the seeker. You are the light found. You are no longer walking the path. You are the path itself. And this world, with all its beauty and its imperfection, is heaven unfolding through your eyes. Welcome home, to the light you have always been. And if your heart resonates with this, leave a small blessing, a silent sign, because when you acknowledge yourself as light, you help the whole world remember. For in the end, there is only one truth. We are all light, learning to remember that we've never been apart from it. Grateful that you chose to spend these moments in the light of this story. If it touched your soul, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell so the next whisper of light may find its way back to you.